welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, hi, I'm V and I do videos on product reviews and tutorials. Today I'm going to be doing another review and unboxing video of Cosy Island, a brand that specializes in shoes where comfort meets elegance. They're a relatively new brand. I think I've seen them really surface on Instagram and social media platforms within the last 2 years, I want to say, and they really feature a huge variety of different kind of heels, whether that's heeled sandals, boots, or just regular going out heels. A big reason for their popularity is that their shoes feature eco-friendly materials that are woven together to provide a stretchy and breathable home for your feet. Personally, for me, there are 3 really huge factors that I consider when purchasing a new pair of shoes. 1, the bunions on my toes. Wearing really tight leather or restrictive shoes won't really get me very far just because of how uncomfortable they are with the bunions on my feet. I try to choose shoes that aren't overly pointy or too tight in a way that will cause pain to my feet. So for Cosy Island, their stretchy material is extremely ideal for me. 2, I tend to have really sweaty feet, so having shoes that allow my feet to breathe and not brew in their sweat all day is an essential factor for me, especially for my fiance and my cat after a long day of being out and about in a pair of boots. Don't get me wrong, I love my Doc Martens. They are super ideal for any kind of weather situation, but the way that the leather just fully insulates my feet, it's the absolute worst for my situation. Cosy Island shoes are made of comfortable fly woven material that give my feet a bit more oxygen throughout the day, especially if I'm at the office or just a night dancing at a wedding. 3, I suffer from flat feet, so regular shoes that don't have a bit more arch support will really actually hurt my feet after a short amount of time. Even at home, I have to wear these kind of orthopedic sandals because just being on my flat feet on the ground, whether it's cooking or just cleaning, really hurts the soles of my feet. Choosing shoes with added arch support is extremely essential. There are shoes that, have the space that you could add an insole in them, but I prefer to have it built in. That way there's not this extra bulge of material in my feet and I feel more cramped than I already do. Cosy Island caters to my 3 biggest shoe issues, and with that said, I have 4 pairs to show you today. The first pair is my absolute favorite. They might just be my wedding shoes for next year, so I'm extremely stoked about them. These are the bow tension lace pointed toe muled heels. The lace detailing is so elegant and really matches my vision of a vintage themed wedding. Even the fact that they are actually a bit more ivory and not pure white is a huge bonus because my dress is a bit more on the ivory side. Also, the heel height is so perfect because it's the perfect amount to still feel a little elegant, but not too much that your feet are going to hurt by the end of the day. The 2.36 inch heel height is actually really ideal because it won't make me feel restricted when I'm dancing, and it really does look really elegant. Feels very sturdy, and I feel like I'm not going to be restricted on my mobility. There's also extra texture on the bottom of the shoe that acts as an anti-slip gripping. These shoes feel really sturdy and well made, and I feel pretty confident choosing these as my potential wedding shoes. Now these guys, when I saw them, I knew I had to have them. These are the LiQWYD square toe sock ankle boots in blue. I know that red boots are often seen kind of all over the fall and winter season, but you don't really see blue anywhere, and I'm like, ooh, like these are kind of unique. My vision for these boots is to pair them maybe with a fun corduroy pair of pants. Even pairing these with like a fun pattern blouse or sweater would really give it like a more retro 70s vibe. If you aren't a fan of the blue, they do also come in dark gray and black for more versatile use. One thing that really caught my eye when I saw these shoes, aside from this blue color, is actually that they're slightly square pointed on the ends. So I'm not going to have my feet crammed into like a really pointed toe. This gives my bunions a bit more space to breathe and not feel super squished. I find that the mini pointed toe really still gives like an elegant, elongated look for your shoe. To add extra comfort, these boots do have integrated cushioning and arch support. And with the stretchy woven material, they are easy to slip on and off and can fit a variety of calf sizes. I think what also really caught my eye with these shoes is that it has this kind of like thick ribbing on the end and these vertical lines from the top to the bottom. That kind of helps break the plain material going all the way across the shoe. I did wear these to work just to test them out, so they are a little bit dirty, But as you can see, there is extra gripping on the sole of the shoe just to give you a little bit of that anti-slip feature, which is really useful because offices tend to have tile or really slippery flooring. So that way I'm not going to slip and fall and embarrass myself at the office. The heel is just over 2.5 inches in height, which is pretty much the maximum that I can do for a full day of wear. Like I said, I wore them to work and they are quite comfortable. For a more simplistic and versatile look, I do also have the Cloud Mile Minimalist Pointed Toe Sock Ankle Boots in black. Now that I think about it, I don't think I actually had plain black going out heels up until this point. These are slightly different than the last pair I showed, mainly that they do have a fully pointed toe structure and that the whole shoe is just made up of one single texture. This boot is a lot more simple. The top opening does have this ribbed section here just to give it a little bit more texture. This shoe feels much more polished and sleek. Personally for me, meant more for nights out or going out for dinner, and less so going to the office. The heels are also slightly higher. These measure 2.95 inches, which doesn't seem like a huge difference, but for me, having flat feet, wearing this all day would probably hurt my feet a little bit, especially going to work. I do need to go up and down a lot of stairs just for accessing the metro. I feel like these guys are just slightly too high for me. They do have cushioning and arch support integrated, so they are comfortable. I do really like them. I wore them out maybe once already, so I do feel like they are more of a nighttime shoe just because of the extra height. Any shoe with a pointed toe will hurt my feet because of my bunions, so there's no going around that. But I do really enjoy wearing shoes like this when it is more of like a seated situation, either going out for dinner, cocktails, or with limited walking. So the fourth pair of shoes that I chose really took me by surprise. These were actually the first ones that I opened up because I needed to wear a pair of shoes for a wedding. Immediately, I was blown away. So here I have the Eternal Pace Diamond Pointed Toe Heeled Pumps. Honestly, when I took them out from the box and just tried them on really quick before going to like a wedding on a weekend, I was like, wow, I cannot believe how much these are glittery and so sparkly and very comfortable. I mean, just look at this shimmer. Honestly, even in like a low light, it's incredible how much shimmer these are giving off. So these shoes, I can actually show you how there is added cushioning on the inside and they are built with arch support. And actually in the box, it does come with these extra padded insoles that you can add in on top of it already having arch support. I did not wear them to the wedding that I went to just because I purely wanted to test the comfort of the shoes without any added padding. These cushioning added insoles are very soft to the touch and have these holes just for extra breathing for your feet. As you can see, it fits super snug just on the bottom, and then you have a little bit more support for the balls of your feet. I mean, just look at how shimmery this shoe is. It really gives this glamorous wow effect. These heels do measure 2.95 inches, so it is a bit on the higher side, but not uncomfortable or awkward to walk in. I was worried that this heel height might be a bit too much for my feet, but actually for the wedding, they were extremely comfortable, and it was only maybe more towards the end of the dancing that I ended up switching into another pair of shoes. I would say these are the perfect shoe if you're going out or going for a wedding. I mean, just look at these, they're gorgeous. There's absolutely no doubt that I'm going to be wearing these shoes on those nights where I just want to feel a little bit more glamorous and have that extra pop effect. And also, having worn these on the dance floor at a wedding, all of the rhinestones are still intact, which is really amazing. So you can really tell that it is well made and these are not going to fall off super easily. So I am really impressed that the rhinestones are still intact despite going really hard on the dance floor. And another extra perk is, of course, the shoe does have the anti-slip gripping on the bottom, so you're not going to fall on your face at a wedding and cause a scene. The base and the heel are very sturdy, and I'm not worried about dancing in these at all. So that concludes my mini haul from Cosy Island. I do love these shoes. They feel super comfortable. Cosy Island is having a Black Friday sale going on from November 10th to December 3rd, so I do highly recommend you take advantage of that. I think the glitter shoes are perfect for any kind of Christmas party that you might have coming up, and the boots are perfect for this time of year where there isn't snow yet, but you still want to have a little bit of extra protection and warmth to your feet. I hope you guys liked this video and found it informative. Have you guys tried Cosy Island? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below, and I will see you in my next videos. Bye!